What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the easy guide to beat for Shadow of the Erdtree. So today we are going to take on Shadowkeep. So that giant castle behind me you see, that is what we're doing today. If you have not watched episode 3 of this walkthrough though, go watch episode 3. That is actually where we got all the graces for Shadowkeep. So we've already went through Shadowkeep, got all the graces because we went through and got the scat upgrades and some talismans and stuff like that to make our life easier. So if you have not watched episode 3, I explained how to unlock each one of these graces. So I would go watch that. We are actually going to start at this grace right here. So Shadowkeep main gate. And like I said, if you have not got this grace, please go watch episode 3. I go through exactly how to get all these graces. But anyway, once you get those graces, we're going to be right before the hippo boss. So the hippo boss is what we're going to take out first. Now this hippo is a pretty easy boss. He does use holy, so we're going to take our shield. We're going to change our shield up here to put on some holy negation. So I'm going to put on sacred. Other than that, you can put on your golden braid talisman that we picked up earlier in this walkthrough. So you can go ahead and put on golden braid to boost holy damage negation. And other than that, nothing too crazy about this fight. Halfway through the fight, he's going to spring out a bunch of spikes. He's going to look like a hedgehog, and he's going to try to roll around and push and basically, you know, throw spikes out at you. Just throw up your shield, shut all that down, and you will be fine. Another thing for this episode, we will be getting 2 scat upgrades and 1 spirit ash upgrade in this episode. Both the scads are from the hippo, and then the spirit ash is one that we forgot to grab in episode 3 that we will be grabbing today in the library section of Shadowkeep. So with that, let's go take on the good old hippo. I think we can actually go in and actually, let's just buff out here just to be safe. I'm going to throw out Golden Vow. I'm also going to throw out Protection of the Erdtree. And let's go on and fight the hippo. He's going to do a lot of head swings too. You can either dodge him or hold up your shield. He's going to do this grab attack. This grab attack is actually one of the worst grab attacks in the game. It's super hard to dodge for some reason. It's like the hitbox is very weird on that. So just be careful of that. The good thing is this hippo will bleed really well. The Bloodhound's Fang will wreck him once we get going here. I'm not sure how I got hit by that because I was using my shield, so halfway through the fight he will spring into action with that. I'm going to actually activate that on my blade. Hold up your shield too to make sure and block some of this, shut it down. You can get him some shield dashes, that's also going to wreck him here. And yeah, easy fight. That's going to give you the aspects of the Crucible Thorns and also the 2 Scattree upgrades. So go ahead and grab that grace. And we can also level up our scad right here. Now from here, we are actually going to change up the build a little bit. So we're going to change up from holy negation to fire negation, because everything is going to be using fire against us in here. So we're going to put on that talisman. We're going to put on anything else that you want to do with fire. I'm going to actually put on Ash of War, the affinity for fire here. So the Ash of War for this shield for fire is actually lightning. So if you look here, we don't have fire on here. But what we do have is, you looked at lightning. Lightning makes this go to fire negation as a 93.2. So lightning is the closest that we can get to in the 90s with this shield. If you look at, we can scroll through all of these here, you can get 81. But you can actually get that all the way to 93 by using the lightning affinity. So go ahead and select the lightning on there. That's going to help out a lot. And then we are going to go make our way through to that door. So I'm going to walk you guys through this dungeon, the front part of this, because we have not done the front part of this. We've already done the back part in episode 3. We're going to do this part and knock this section out, unlock this door right here, and then we'll be teleporting over to Messmer to take Messmer out. So you can go ahead and skip to Messmer if you already have that grace and you just want to beat Messmer. But if you want to actually go through the castle with me here, just follow along. So to this door, we're just going to go out here to the left from the hippo boss. There's going to be a couple dudes up here. We're going to actually blow them away with some fire. So just chuck some fire out there. Might knock them off. There, actually knocked one of them off. But in my prep account, I actually was able to knock both those dudes off. Hold up your shield here. Shut this dude down. Deflect. Take him out. Up here, there's going to be a guy right behind this wall. Just hold up your shield. He'll actually jump out in front of you here. And you can just take him out. This guy you can just run up and backstab. There's going to be a knight in here, but you really don't need to beat him, so we're not even going to bother with that. If you wanted to, you could. But we are on a mission here. So over here, there's going to be 2 guys, but before you take those 2 out, take these dudes out up here, over here. Now you can chuck like a fireball and knock these dudes off. Going up here, this is where the dining room is. So right here, what I recommend is pulling out Assassin's Gambit. So pull out Assassin's Gambit on one of your daggers. And we're actually going to run through this area. Make sure you're not a heavy load. Okay, I'm good on my side. I'm going to wait till the knight gets on the other side. So he's there. And I'm actually going to run through here. I'm going to run through. Don't worry about fighting this. Just run through. We're going to actually run over here, and then we're going to quit out. So get over here past this fire, and quit out. This is going to reset the area and reset those dudes. There's no reason to take those dudes out. It's just going to make your life a living hell to fight them in there, so you can take them out one by one if you coax them out, but honestly, it's overkill. Why fight something we don't have to fight it, you know? Why waste the energy? So you can go back there and kill those dudes, but it's gonna get you nothing. So yeah, but that's completely up to you though. Over here, there's gonna be a couple dudes coming at you. These little guys, you know these from the base game real well. They're all over the place. Just take these guys out real quick. Gonna try to poison you. If they poison you, you can use your incantation, flame protect me, I think it is. Flame cleanse me. Yeah, flame cleanse me. If you get poisoned, just knock that in. Get rid of the poison. Down here, we're gonna go ahead and open this door, so we're gonna take out these dudes. Again, these are just the guys you just fought, so nothing big here. There's just 4 of them here. And then go ahead and open this door. So this is right where the hippo was that we just fought. So there's the grace right there. If you want to, you can rest, but we're close to a grace anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Because you'd have to kill all those things anyway, again. Up here, we're going to switch to our Grand Bolt. And go ahead, if you want to, you can pull out a little buff here too. Just to raise your attack power a bit. We're just going to run up here and we're going to take out this Fire Knight. So, you can go ahead and grab the items too. He's actually turned the other way, so he's going to make this easy on us. He's only going to take 2 charge attacks here. Make sure you don't run on magic like I just did. And take him out. And that's the front part of this area. That's all this area really has. There's an Erdtree over there too, but honestly, there's nothing really over there besides just a few things, which you can go and grab. That's just through the hippo room. You can go around through there, and there's a section with the Erdtree right there. But honestly, it's not even needed, so I didn't even need to cover it. Take the elevator up, and you will recognize this room real fast. This is the room we got and spent the time in the most back in episode 3 of the walkthrough. So we already have this grace if you've already been following along with me. This just takes you back to the specimen storehouse. So that just wraps up this whole section now. Now we have everything covered in here. Before we do anything though, we are going to go get the Spirit Ash up there. So this is one that I missed in the setup episode. We're going to jump up here, jump up here, jump over here, jump up on this, on these rocks over here. You're going to use this rock to jump over on the tail of this thing, and you're going to jump up, not get stuck in a hole. Right up here on these stone tablets. You're going to jump up on the rump of this thing. And right up here, you're going to find your Revered Spirit Ash. So just want to make sure and get that because we had forgot to get that on the setup episode. Go ahead and rest with the grace to reset everything here. So now to get to Messmer's place, you're going to have to go up through and pull a lever. We've already done this, so if you have not done that, I tell you, go watch episode 3, the walkthrough. I explain how to do all that and open up all those graces, so make sure and do that before going on with this. So from here, we are just going to teleport out to Messmer's chamber. And like I said, if you don't have Messmer's chamber, just follow the walkthrough. I explain how to go around everything in here, how to go up and pull the lever, how to unlock every single grace, and you'll be good. So just go to the dark chamber entrance. Now let's talk about Messmer. So Messmer is a boss that's giving a lot of people a lot of trouble. He will be very, very easy for us. We won't have a problem with it. I've actually tested him a couple times today on the prep account. I've tested him with the Bolt of Grand Sacks, hiding behind our shield and just poking him, and also the Bloodhound's Fang. I think we're going to go with the Bloodhound's Fang here just because it completely wrecks him. You will see how we will bleed him, and it's just going to be a nightmare for Messmer. Also, too, we have a summon, too, that we can summon in there. So we have our Mimic that we can summon, and also there's a summon in the floor in there, too. And because the summon is inside the boss room, it will not scale the boss up in HP. So that's something good to remember. If there's ever a summon on the outside of the boss field, that will scale up the boss, while the summons inside will not scale up the boss. So the horn scent that we're going to summon is actually inside the boss room. So he's going to make Messmer no harder at all. So we're going to summon him just to make our life easier. But like I said, we can take off everything except Bloodhound's Fang. Here, I recommend putting on everything for fire negation. So fire negation, the best one that I have found is the Tree Sentinel armor. So the Tree Sentinel helm, the Tree Sentinel armor, the Tree Sentinel gauntlets, and the Tree Sentinel leg pieces. This has all these have a fire negation of pretty high. Fire negation is 17.1 out of, I mean, here we're getting a 13, 14, 11. Radahn's pretty good, 14.1 on there. But still, 17 on the Tree Sentinel. So Tree Sentinel is just a beast. So definitely use that. Even Vertigis's armor is weak against fire, 13.3. 14.9 Lionel's armor. Yeah, I've gone through all these. So Tree Sentinel armor will be our best for this fight. It will help us out a lot. Also, we'll want to make sure, too, if you have not already, go into your Ashes of War and make sure this affinity is set to lightning. So lightning, if you didn't hear me before, is how we get fire negation on this shield. There is no affinity for fire on this shield, so we have to use lightning. That actually gets us all the way to 98 damage negation on that, while our physical is still 95. So we'll be able to shut down all his fire stuff. When it comes to our talismans, a couple options you have here. You can have the Shard of Alexandron to yield better attacks with the skill on this if you're going to use the skill. You can also just raise, you know, if you're going to do enhanced guard counters or however you want to fight this dude, if you want to enhance charge attacks. I will say it's kind of hard to get charge attacks on because he moves around a lot. Enhances jump attacks, that might be a good one for you. Other than that, though, it's up to you. If you want to put Two-Headed Turtle Talisman on, that's also a good one for stamina regeneration. I think I might just leave Shard of Alexander there. And I'm going to use Flame Drake Talisman, Dragon Crest Great Shield, and then Great Jars. I think I have to have this on for this build. Yes, I do. Everything is a heavy load otherwise, so I do have to have that on, even with 60 endurance. Pretty ridiculous how heavy this stone shield is, but it's worth it, though, because it's how freaking powerful it is. So with that, Messmer, let's talk about the actual boss now. So Messmer, he is going to be using a Fire Spear. He's going to have a whole bunch of different attacks with that thing. He's going to go and strike you a bunch of times. If he does that, he's going to jump up and drive his spear into the ground. When he does that, wait 1 second and then dodge. He also is going to open up the fight with one of those attacks as well, but he's going to use a giant fireball and launch on your feet, kind of like Millennia does. Wait 1 second to dodge, and then wait 1 second to dodge after it blows up for the second explosion, and you can dodge both of those. Other than that, the second phase of this is not too bad. He turns into a giant snake partway through, uses a bunch of snake powers. Just hold up your shield and shut all that stuff down, and you will be fine. We're going to go in plenty buffed up, and let's just take on Messmer. Let's do this. Enough talk. So let's go ahead and buff ourselves. We're going to use Golden Vow. We're going to use Bloodflame Blade. We're going to use flame, grant me strength. Protection of the Erdtree. Boiled crab. Take that. And let's go in. And I'll actually let his cutscene play out here just because Messmer's cutscene is pretty cool. I still think the voice actor from the trailer was better, though, than the one they got for the game. Make sure to pull your shield out, too, before you summon your mimic. I should have pulled my shield out.
Intruder. That tarnished, it seemeth. Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light? Yet, my purpose standeth unchanged. Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death. In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
So I'm going to pull up my shield here and then summon the mimic. I'm going to roll. I'm going to heal. Oh shit, that is not the right flask. I messed this up already. So I just wasted my magic flask. Let's make this count. If we can get over here, we can also summon the other dude here. He's going to be right here on the ground. Summon the knight. So here, dodge. Wait a second to dodge there. He's going to bring him into second phase. As you see how much bleed damage does to him, bleed just wrecks him.
I will not suffer. Our Lord, devoid of light. No, Mother. Forgive me.
That was basically a seal to seal in his true power. America had placed that there.
Soon tarnished. Wilt thou be taken in the jaws of the abyssal serpent shorn of light?
So here, he's going to start out the same way. He's going to use this. Hold up your shield. And just hold it up. You'll be fine. You don't even need to worry about dodging that. Wait till you can get some attacks in here. He's going to do the same attack. Just dodge. Watch out for his grab attacks too. I forgot to mention that. He has one grab attack where he'll try to impale you. This is bad. I'm going to hold up my shield here until I get a chance to heal. That was actually a good punishing attack that I didn't take. Who's going to go again? Dodge. And that's Messmer.
A curse upon me.
It's amazing how easy this DLC is when you set yourself up right. So, Remembrance of the Impaler, Messmer's Kindling. Go ahead and get the Grace. Go ahead and rest at the Grace. And then you can go talk to the Horn Set.
What cruel who would I saw that fit? It seems where now?
His quest is basically done at this point. If you rest, he'll just disappear now. And then you'll fight him at the end of the game too, with Lita. But that is it of Messmer. Let's, from there, let's go back to Roundtable Hold. Let's talk about his remembrance. Let's talk about what he has to offer here. So his weapon is actually pretty good. It's the spear that he fought with, and it scales on our build really, really well. So if you want to grab that, you can. I might actually grab that Spear of the Impaler. So if we look at this weapon of Messmer's Impaler, it has Messmer's Assault on it. So the attack that he does where he flies forward and attacks you with the spear like multiple times, and then jumps up and then stabs the ground and a bunch of spears pop up, that is this attack. It's a 3-level attack on this spear. And on the cool thing about this spear too is you can actually throw this spear using the R2. So if you hold down R2, you can hold the spear and throw it out, and it will actually blow up on impact when you charge it. So it's a pretty cool weapon. I played with this for the Let's Play for a few episodes in my Let's Play, and it was really good. So highly recommend grabbing that. Messmer's Orb is kind of disappointing. I had a pretty high faith level on my character in my Let's Play, and this thing just did very little damage. I messed around with it on another character. I boosted another character to level 80 on faith, and it did a little bit better, but honestly, it's pretty disappointing from what I was expecting. This is the same attack that he opens the match out with. So he flies up with a ball of fire, lands into the ground, and blows up, and you would think that would do a lot of damage in using that as an incantation, but it just is kind of disappointing. It takes faith of 60, and it just, I don't know. I think it needs a buff maybe on that. I don't know. But the Spear of the Impaler is really good though, so I'm gonna actually grab that. Gonna level that thing up, and we'll take it on us with our journey. If you want to grab it too, you can, and it's a pretty fun weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some stones and level that up here. But yeah, that Messmer fight, you know, pretty easy fight when you prepare for it. Obviously, you know, we are flying through these bosses. This is not the way I intend for you to play your first playthrough. This easy guide is made for if you want to just get a bunch of your characters that you have made through the DLC, so you can, you know, play, you know, PvP and stuff like that with other characters, with all the different spells and stuff. That's what this guide is made for. This guide is not made for a first playthrough, because this would be a very boring first playthrough. But it is, you know, a solid guide for those that you want to take more of your characters through. So now we got that. So just to look at some damage numbers here. So on our Bloodhound's Fang, for example, we'll just relate it to that because that's what we've been using. We got 849 when we're one-handing that. So if we put in Messmer's Spear, we're getting a 702. So a little bit weaker, but it is, you know, +9 instead of a +10, and it's a pretty cool weapon though. We'll try it out for a bit. I'll show you the Ash of War here too. That way you can actually see it in action. So right here we have an animal. If you just tap R2, it's just going to throw the spear, and it's not going to start on fire. If you want to charge it up, you just hold it down, and it's going to blow up on impact. So it's pretty cool how it leaves a little bit of fire trace too. So that's your R2. R1 is just a simple poke, so you can hide behind your shield too and poke if you wanted to. And it's a great weapon for that. Nothing crazy with the jump attack. The real magic comes when we use the Ash of War on this thing. So if you tap it once, you'll go with a quick slash. You tap it twice, you're going to do the pokes. And then for the real full effect, we're going to tap it 3 times on sync. So 1, 2, and 3. So the full effect really does a bunch of damage. Really fun to use. This thing is kind of OP in PvP. It's being used a lot, which, you know, is a shame, you know, but I mean, PvP is kind of a bust after playing the DLC, just because there's so much broken weapons right now that people are just destroying others with. But it's just a very fun weapon, though. The 3 combination, it's hard to get all that off on an enemy because you're moving all over the place, but if you can pull it off, you'll stagger the crap out of enemies and just take them out. I use this on one of those tree spirit things, one of the worm tree spirit things, and this thing just destroyed that. So kind of a cool thing to use. If you want to try it for some of this playthrough, you can. I might play with it for some part of it. But that is Messmer. That is the first part of Shadowkeep. So next episode, we will be taking out Commander Gaius and also the Scadutree Avatar. So stay tuned, guys. Much more coming soon.